to a third world strip club once. It was in the Dominican Republic, and before we even went there, like I didn't realize that Dominican Republic was a destination for sexcations, because we were there on a surfing trip, and we had like a surfing guide and like the surfing guide, and then his wife was like the chef, and we would go there. We stay at their house, which had like 7 bedrooms or something, and that was what our vacation was all about. He'd take us surfing twice a day, etc. And my buddies all wanted to go out and like experience Dominican Republic, and I thought it would be cool too. You know, I guess I'm not lying. It was like, yeah, let's see what the thing is all about. Because you know, if you just go to the beaches, it's kind of not touristy, but there are other like Americans there. And
what's the exchange rate like there? Like, put it in terms of like what could I get with $10?
So the thing is, a lot of the goods were roughly the same price. Like if it's Heinz ketchup or something, they don't sell it super cheap in the Dominican Republic. It's only local goods that can be super cheap. So like on the beach, I think I had like a lobster dinner, but it was lunch, for like $12 or something like that. So that's really cheap. But a lot of the other things that are more global, like gasoline and you know, food items and such that were imported, they're not cheaper.
But the women, they are local. Continue.
It just so happens I know the price of the women. I'll get to that part of the story. So we go out on the town, and my buddies are like, you know, like taking on the flight over, backing up a step. The guy that sat next to Ian, who was on PKA one time, started saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm going on a sexcation. Dominican Republic is off the hook. It's the greatest thing ever. I've had sexcations all over the world." And he mentioned Thailand, he mentioned Dominican Republic, he mentioned Hong Kong and some other places, Japan. And
what's a sexcation exactly?
That is when, like, I don't know if you remember when Rush Limbaugh got busted bringing like a bunch of painkillers and Viagra on vacation. No. That's a sexcation. You know?
That's when you go somewhere with the whole reason you're going is to fuck the prostitutes who are known to be there. Like a plate, you know, it can't really do that in the United States legally, but you can go to those countries like, you know, Thailand, and you can fuck, you know, 20 women or lady boys or whatever you want, and come back. And sometimes they'll film it, and it's a whole thing that you pay for a package. So
yeah, and it opened my eyes to it, like, because we went there a couple of years. We'd see these dudes. These dudes are like 55 years old, 65 pounds overweight, and they're like at dinner hanging out with this girl who's 19. Usually it's a white guy with a black girl, and she's looking at him all googly-eyed, and you're like, there is no way that is a normal match. This 19-year-old like, "Oh, I love you so much." Like, that is not...
He just saw his wallet.
Yeah.
He's American money.
He's buying the girlfriend experience, and they get like 3 days, 24 hours, and you know, and he'll like take her to the beach, and they'll go swimming together, and this and that, and then she.
Why waste your time with that?
You stay here and watch Seinfeld, lady. I'm not taking you out to tour your own fucking country.
I'm with you. Like, so I've never been with a prostitute, but it would seem like hypothetical single can't score Woody would want just a flat out score. Like, I'm not looking for the whole girlfriend experience that lasts for 3 days or whatever.
You know, I just said that, but I did the exact opposite when we did get those whores that time. I bought them dinner. I spent $400 on that dinner.
Why?
It's expensive. It, you know, it's 4 people, $400.
No, I mean, why?
Oh, I don't fucking know. You know, to be honest, the only answer I have is I thought it would be hilarious to take 2 whores to a very fine restaurant. We also brought Jeremy, you know, the guy I mentioned who's got like the non-speech impediment, like he's just a knucklehead. There's nothing actually wrong with him. Like, I took him too, you know, like I'm sitting there eating a blue lobster or something like that. Across from me is a guy eating a big bowl of macaroni and cheese and drinking pickle shots. It was
you
just
had your own
freak
little
show.
Rat Pack.
Yeah.
So we go out on the town, and this guy drops us off at a strip club. And I don't remember the name of it, but it's somewhere in the Dominican Republic. And we walk in, and all the strippers, by the way, also hookers, right? Like that, it's a known thing. Like it's not like an American strip club where you can't even touch them. In this strip club, all the women, you can fuck them if you want. There's a room upstairs, etc. If you want to fuck 2 of them, like the second one's half price. Or something like that. I think there's some kind of 2-for-1 discount going
like
on.
Appetizers deal at DJ Fridays.
Yeah, and one of the people we're with is single. And we're there, we're watching the girls dance or whatever or something, and he's like...
Topless, bottomless?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all of the above.
All right.
And...
is it a nice establishment? Are there lights, a DJ, that sort of thing? Maybe a little smoke?
There was a DJ. I remember there was like the dance floor had 2 levels. So the second one was made of like glass or something, but you couldn't see very well. It was all like scratched up or maybe just coated with like human grease and suntan lotion or something. I'm like, that's not sexy at all. You know, like this is like flashbacks to my 1990s didn't pay for the porn channel experience. You know, like I could kind of see that there's women through this fuzziness, but it's not working for me. And they like, to them this is like the peak of the thing. They're doing like a shower show or something, and I'm just like, this is not hot in the slightest. And one thing I'll never forget is some of the strippers were coming around, right, buck naked, with arms full of puppies, right? And they're trying to sell us these puppies, these dogs. They're like, puppies? And I'm thinking it's like a trick of some sort. Like yeah, I'll take 3 puppies. And then they come back with like 3 rocks of crack or something like that. But no.
Or they come back in a bowl served up fried.
No, they were literally selling puppies while we were there, and that just became a running joke all trip. It's probably only funny if you're there. But one of my buddies is single, and he decides to hire one of these girls because he wants it to scratch off his bucket list. I guess fucking third world hookers is on his bucket list. And I don't know if this will get me in trouble or not, but I was like, I'll buy you the second one if you let me pick her. And and he's like, you got a deal. And then I picked one and he didn't like her. And I picked another one and he didn't like her. So I was like,
no, should have picked I don't like this friend.
What kind of fucking like eyes wide shut situation were you in where they were just parading people in front of you?
Yeah. Was there a lineup, or was it like you were just like pointing into a crowd as people milled around randomly?
They would line up. They were periodically, like they'd line up, a bunch of girls would like go, and then they'd dance or whatever, and then like 40 minutes later there'd be another lineup, and every lineup was or you could pick them all night long, but that's
point. And like is it like that, or and
they literally wore numbers. They had like if I recall correctly, do you know those like necklaces women wear around their bellies?
Yeah, belts.
Yeah.
But like a gold chain, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. And then there was a number tag like that on it. And I now that I think it through, 43 was the one that I was.
How many women were in this place?
I don't even know if there were missing numbers in there, but that was her number. And like maybe that's the total number of employees or something. And that night, because I want to say there were only like 20 or 30 girls there, and. So he didn't like any of the ones I picked. So eventually he just picked it. And I guess technically I bought a whore, but I wasn't there. And he had a 2-for-1 thing going on. And I guess I had to be careful to never mention who this person was.
It sounds like he had a 2-on-1 thing going on.
Yeah, but he failed to perform under pressure.
And
I know later that he was on some sort of like anti-anxiety drug or something, which could impact this. And so they what he did, like basically he just like he went into Spielberg mode, and he was like, all right, I want you to do this and I want you to do that, and he was just sort of entertaining himself. Yeah. And they did everything they could, and there was no finishing explosion, and
no liquid explosion.
Yeah, and they said they didn't speak English very well, so he had a real hard time like trying to yeah, no, but like that wasn't. I don't know if that happened or not, but I remember they asked him no leche, which is milk, and in Spanish, and he's like no leche, and And that is my third world story there.
I like
and
how they had a
we didn't
menu
buy-
situation that you kind of worked with there.
How much How much did this actually cost? I don't know if
it was
I
like
caught that.
$75 a girl.
We've got an
75 a girl?
18-year-old Dominican native here, wonderful curvy figure, brown eyes. When you buy her, you also get a half-priced Lazy Eye Susan. Great figure, but she gets a little fucked up there. That's from behind. Buyer's choice. What a scumbag establishment to just put numbers on them like cattle. But I guess it makes sense. I've been to the Dominican.
It's not like you could pronounce her name, Taylor. Come on.
Yeah, it's true. I've been to the Dominican, and I don't know what made you want to go explore that country, because the
Surfing.
scariest time was going from the airport to our hotel, and then I finally was like, oh god, safe. But like, even from our hotel room, you can look over and just see the poverty all over the place. Like there was walls separating the people who went there to the people who lived there, because it was so dangerous. It made me
Every
feel bad,
house.
but
It's like standard construction in the places that we went to anyway. There's going to be some Dominican Republic fans saying I'm totally wrong. But all the houses were made with cinder block walls, and there was still rebar sticking out the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was like the weirdest fucking thing to me. Like, why is there still rebar? Like, what if you don't know, rebar is this reinforcing bar, and you put it in cement, and it makes it stronger and earthquake proof and shit. Anyway, so we like started building up these theories, like, they had a one-story house, but they dream of someday having a two-story house. And if you were to ever like cut the rebar and just like put a roof on it and finish your house and make it look nice, they'd be like, look at Woody, it's so sad. He gave up hope. Like, he gave up hope of ever having a two-story home. He cut the rebar and just doesn't see himself going to the next level. So
I did something really douchey in the Dominican Republic. I was there with my brother. And not even douchey, the guy was an asshole to me first. But I'm sure Woody knows, if you go down the beach and you walk the whole length of it, like once you leave the resort area, you find these little shops where you can walk through, and it's just a huge shop with like little huts on the inside, just like a big sketchy hallway with a bunch of small culvert stores.
Just for what it's worth, we never went to a resort area. Like, I didn't see any resorts.
Yeah. We were at a resort area, and so we walked like half a mile down, found this little marketplace, and I was walking in and I noticed a preponderance of wooden carved dicks. Like, there were a couple like Dominican flags you could buy, but all the other souvenirs were dicks, either dick pipes or dick candle holders or so many fucking dicks. And I was like picking one up. I picked up a little dick and I was kind of laughing at it, like with my brother, like and the guy goes, oh yeah, that one is American sized. And I go, oh yeah, you know what else is American sized? And I held up my wallet and I walked out.
And then they beat him senseless in the street with all of his.
And they took my things. Street rat.
Thailand has good surfing too, I think. I'm not sure.
I don't
Might
know.
be
I wasn't
mixing it
close
up.
to the beach.